Today, I wanted to share something with you that is very dear to my heart, and only recently I realized its deeper meaning and importance for my life, and that is being a highly sensitive person. Ever since I can remember, I've always felt very deeply, may it be joyful or sad feelings. Everything passed through me as if unfiltered. I felt like a sponge that absorbed everything in its surrounding. I easily felt what other people were feeling, and everything imprinted itself in my heart and in my soul, and touched me so very deeply that I often didn't know how to handle all the impressions of the day. So I quite often had a physical reaction from my body or experienced anxiety attacks. As a child, I would wake up during the night feeling nauseous, needing to throw up, or even fainting. This highly sensitive aspect of myself was oftentimes considered weird or not normal, especially during my teenage years. So I built layers of toughness to cover up that sensitive part of myself to be a fully functioning participant in today's society. And while I was pretty successful in reaching societal standards, I didn't realize for a long time that I left an important aspect of my true personality alone. Underneath all the layers I built, there still always existed that other part of myself. In my core, I am still that highly sensitive girl I was as a child. That is just who I am. And although I am a grown woman, it doesn't matter how old I am or how much life experience I have. I still feel and experience the world very deeply. I've just learned how to navigate those feelings. Being in my late 30s, I have almost 2 decades of adult years to look back and reflect on. The first part of my adult life, I was on a mission to toughen myself up, to fit into this world and all that is considered normal and expected in our society. And I was quite successful. I learned how to drive a car without having panic attacks, how to handle speed and height while sitting in a train or a plane. I learned how to fit in well in social gatherings without showing any signs of anxiety. And yes, those things might be a complete given to others, but to me they were not. I don't regret those years, especially those times when I reached out for help, because it made me understand that a big part of my overstimulation anxiety was trauma related. And for that part, it is so important to get help, in my opinion. I was able to experience healing along the way, which I'm forever deeply grateful for. And while I still struggle at times, as all sensitive souls do, I'm finally allowing myself to feel again, and I'm finally learning how to love myself for that deeper truth about my personality. So for me, being a high sensitive person, I think it is important knowing that it is okay to not participate in everything that society considers normal. And it took me years to be okay with that. And sometimes it's still not easy, because when you are considered weird or overly sensitive and maybe not as fun as other people, then yes, that sometimes is a challenge. But I think I will never be completely myself if I don't choose to accept who I really am. And I think that is one of the most important things in life. And don't get me wrong, I think it is important to change, to make changes in your life, to make changes in your personality. But I think it might be even more important to accept who you are and to truly love yourself for that. Because in the end, isn't that what self-love is all about? To really be with yourself. And I think so often we tend to try to be someone else, or we find something or someone interesting and then we try to recreate it. But I think in the end it will never be as successful as being truly yourself and finding more and more confidence in that, finding more and more confidence in what it means to be your actual self. For me personally, that means that I have to kind of let my sensitivity lead me. So if I'm not taking enough care of myself, in the sense that I'm going to sleep too late, or my daily life has just been too much and I don't take time for myself, then I notice it, and I notice it immediately in my body, because that is how my sensitivity shows itself mostly. I get sick, or I have stomach aches, or I have digestive problems, or it shows itself mentally by having anxiety and being anxious. So this is one of my personal main goals this year, to truly follow my sensitivity and see where it leads me, and show myself love through accepting that I am a sensitive person, and I will never feel normal or what is considered normal anyway. I might always be more anxious, or I might always be more sensitive to just what is happening in the world and in my life. And I might always react with my body. But I can also focus on the really truly beautiful and positive side of being a high sensitive person. That is, I am able to listen and to feel music on a very deep level, and I see colors very bright, and I feel warmth and cold very strongly, and I'm able to feel deeply and to connect with people and with the world deeply. And that is who I am. I have a sensitive body and I have a sensitive mind, and that is something really precious, I think. Yes, at times that is challenging because our society is not laid out for it, but it still is a beautiful thing. If you are a sensitive person like me, I hope that you can see your sensitivity as something positive, as a superpower even, as something that can lead you to the most beautiful things in life. I hope that you have a beautiful day or night wherever you are in this world, and I will see you very, very soon. Goodbye.